Hey guys, Daniel Markham here, the guy who wrote the domain model for domain modeling. Here to pitch and talk about this new essay I have today, which is about some definitions around learning at scale. Really excited about this. It's going to provide the foundation for talking about everything from social media problems to AI to sciences, the reproducibility crisis. Ton of stuff is writing on this essay here, what comes out. First, need to do a little level setting, which is one of those corporate kind of weasel words. I am a kook. Hello? Kook here. Good programmers are always kooks. And a kook is somebody who comes in from the outside with limited knowledge, takes a look around, and starts making pronouncements, some of which may just be blowing smoke out of their ass. And that's kooks. You run into kooks every day, probably. But programming itself is being a kook. It's meeting people in different domains that you have no depth in, trying to feel your way out at that domain, and coming up with some sort of symbolic instruction system that will help people who work in this domain, right? It's like a smart kook. So I guess maybe I'm a smart kook. I'm happy with that. So I had to say that because the normal thing, the topic today is pretty dang big, and most people, when faced with a big topic, run like a frightened child into the woods screaming, which is also my inclination as well. Not going to do that. I wish I had done 20 years. No, that's bullshit. I was going to say I wish I had done 20 years studying this, but I've done 35 years studying how we create mathematical solutions for people who do a bunch of different stuff, and it's various languages, various stuffs. And I have done quite a bit of study of history and philosophy. So I should not publish anything until I have this whole defensible text, and there's like this the tome with the footnotes, and that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. If you're not okay with the kook thing, you can bail out now. Homeboy ain't got no time for that shit. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to work as if we were programming. We're going to fill out some definitions. We're going to see if we can gain traction to do something useful with them. If we can, yay us. If we can't, then we'll make some new definitions. We want a fast cycle time. We don't care about being wrong as long as we can change quickly. So everything you see here is tentative. Next week I'll probably be selling vacuum cleaners or something. Having said that, I think it's some pretty cool stuff you're going to love. Okay, so what am I talking? What is this man talking about? Here we have this sort of graph of heck, if I call it the ladder of civilization when I did it. I made the Visio chart, and I don't really what else to call it really. This is really about how we progress from amoeba to a galactic society. It's about what makes intelligence, what makes learning. That's like God, the universe, and everything. It should be 42, but it's not. You should read the essay. The essay is probably going to be the first chapter to the book. Wow, I could pick any two of these nodes and start talking about them for a while. For instance, the bottom left-hand corner, mind pictures. We get into Wittgensteinian language and what reality is and how language works. We can talk about the other one coming off the bottom left node, art and metaphor, the role that art and metaphor play in our mapping from our central qualities to abstract objects in our mind. We could talk about narrative, user stories, abduction, induction. You can see the arrows here. I'm probably going to change the arrows quite a bit. There's a world of topics. I think the thing the essay tries to get across very quickly is the fact that we naturally go from central qualities of things. I see the wall, I see the brick, to what we consider to be, the real world. And that's perfectly fine. I have no argument with this. This worked for tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years. I'm cool with this. What's happened lately, though, is we've teased apart what makes reality, what makes intelligence. How do I know I've learned something? And then we have the Bayesian brain. We've got the frequentist view of science. What does it mean to use language? Yeah. So get your togas and your beer out. A bunch of stuff coming. I especially want to hit the AI guys because big data and artificial intelligence and both strong and weak AI, important stuff here. I think by going Bayesian, in some ways we've sort of collapsed the model in ways that's probably unhealthy for us as a society. when we talk about that. Stay tuned. I will see you on the internet.